If you visit any of these tombstones, you will for sure get cursed. Some have had spirits follow them home. Others say they got into terrible accidents after visiting these graves. So today, let's take a look at some of the scariest tombstones that are definitely cursed. Starting off this countdown, we have the Black Angel. This one has to be the weirdest one on today's list. There's a Black Angel statue located in Fairview Cemetery in Iowa that comes alive at night. Yes, you heard me, it comes alive at night. Apparently, it actually comes alive and flies around the grave. And you don't want to be anywhere near when it happens because legend goes that she actually shoots fire from her eyes. Those hit with one of its eye beams will disappear forever. In fact, the statue apparently wasn't always black, but it turned black around the same time that it came alive. Some say that it absorbed the evil from the people buried around it, and the evil caused it to change color. Now, I don't know how much I actually believe this legend. Like, do we have proof of it flying? Maybe the people that got the proof then got hit by the eye beam and just disappeared forever. I don't know, babes, but In our 9th spot today, we have the Witch's Curse. This legend takes place in Buckspurt, Maine. Lovely. And it surrounds the tombstone of a man named Colonel Jonathan Buck. Now, when Jonathan was alive, apparently he sentenced a woman to death for practicing witchcraft. As a result, she was burned at the stake, and the only thing that survived was her leg. Now, as she was being burned alive, she apparently put a curse on the colonel and said that she would always curse him and his last resting place. Now, if you visit Jonathan Buck's tombstone today, you'll notice a weird leg-shaped mark on his tomb. People have tried scrubbing it off, but the stain will always remain. The stain is clearly in the shape of a leg. The witch's leg. Ain't that creepy? Ain't that creepy? Coming in at number 8, we have Black Agnes. In 1899, a wealthy businessman named John Hubert passed away. Now, before he did, he had a copper sculpture made and placed near his grave. This sculpture is of a bare individual draped in cloth with their head tilted upwards. It's said to be Thanatos. Thanatos in Greek mythology was the personification of death. Now, apparently, this statue is haunted. Of course it is. Apparently, some have seen her eyes glow red in the middle of the night. Others have heard blood-curdling screams come from her. But the scariest thing is that she has actually killed a number of people. Apparently, if you sit on her lap, 7 days later, you will unexpectedly die. So don't go around sitting on statues' laps in graveyards, okay? Then you'll be safe. And at number 7, we have Pinewood Cemetery. Now, I did talk about this cemetery a little bit in my last video about graveyards, but I'll discuss it a little more. So, taxi drivers absolutely hate this cemetery. They refuse to pick up anyone that is near the cemetery because they have picked up a number of ghosts, not realizing it, and then as they're driving to the destination, the passenger in the backseat just disappears. Not only that, but it is just an extremely haunted cemetery. People have taken photos and green orbs have been shown. Also, it's home to a statue of an angel that bleeds from her neck. That's all we know about this statue. It just randomly bleeds sometimes. You can go and wipe it off and clean it, and it will just continue to bleed. Now, I don't know if they did a little DNA test to see if it's really blood or what's seeping out, but I want to know. I have questions that need to be answered. And at number 6, we have the Vampire Grave. Okay, vampires, sure. Let's see what this is about. So apparently in Lafayette, Colorado, there's this weird grave with the words "Born in Transylvania" etched on it. Local legend says that this is the grave of a real-life vampire. In fact, there's a tree growing right on this grave, and legend goes that this tree grew from the stake that killed the vampire. Now, what makes this even scarier is that people have reported seeing a man dressed in black with long hair and long fingernails lurking around this gravesite. Did they actually kill the vampire, or is this him coming back? And one time, a police chief patrolling the area found a doll with pins stuck through its heart on top of the grave. So, is it actually of a vampire? Who knows? We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with John Reid. Okay, this is actually a really weird tombstone. On the tombstone of John Reid, it's very weird, okay? There's a series of letters in a grid-like pattern. And when you read it left to right, it's gibberish. But this is actually some type of acrostic puzzle, and people have solved it. And when you solve it, it reads, "Here lies John Reid." And then underneath it, it says, who died May 31st, 1832, aged 33 years. Also John, son of the above, who died March 24th, 1824, aged 1 year, 9 months, and in memory of his wife, Sarah Howells, who died May 5th, 1873, interred in Pinewood Cemetery. Then it goes on and on and on, blah, blah, blah. You don't need me to read it all. The rest is just a normal tombstone inscription, but it's weird that the top was in some weird puzzle. Well, theory goes is that John was trying to fool or trap the devil to keep his soul safe. So the phrase here can be read 46,000 different ways. This would confuse the devil and ensure that John would get to the afterlife safely. Because why else would he just have some random puzzle about his name on top of the tombstone? I don't know. And at number 4, we have the werewolf. Okay, so we got vampires and now we got werewolves. Maybe they are real. I don't know. Are you Team Edward or Team Jacob though? Let me know in the comments below. Well, this tombstone suggests that a woman named Catherine Cross was killed by human wolves. I think that's a name for werewolves. So there's a couple of theories here. One theory was that Catherine got pregnant, she needed to get rid of the baby. While the doctors were trying to do that, they accidentally took her life, and so human wolves were in reference to these illegal doctors. Other people think it's straight up a werewolf that killed her. What makes things even more mysterious is that in 2016, someone actually stole the headstone. Why? I don't know, but then it was replaced, so don't worry. But where is it still in their home on display? Like, I don't know. And at number 3, we have the turning head angel statue. Now this statue is as creepy as it sounds. It freaking moves its head. Okay? On a number of occasions, people have seen the statue's head turn and look at them. On March 14th of 1908, a gas explosion took place in a drug company, and as a result, 5 female workers lost their lives. This statue was then made for them and placed at this grave. It was marked only by their last names. Now, people that have visited the grave have claimed to see this statue head move. Also, cars driving by have said that the statue had looked up at them as they were driving by. So what's up with that? Huh? What's up with that? Let me know. And at number 2, we have the grave of XYZ. Now, this is another mysterious tombstone marked with a very scary urban legend. Legend goes that one night, a group of 4 robbers decided to go rob the Deep River Savings Bank. But the lead man ended up getting shot after trying to open one of the bank's windows. He died and no one in the town was able to identify him. So they just kind of buried him. Shortly after the burial, a letter was sent asking for the grave to be marked only with the letters XYZ. No one knew who wrote this letter, but they said it was in female handwriting. Now, what makes this even scarier is that over the years, people have seen a woman dressed in black visiting this grave. They've seen her drop flowers and then leave. So this woman knows who this man is, but refused to share it and just says that the man's name is XYZ. It's a little freaky, if you ask me. A little freaky. And in our number 1 spot today, we have the bloody headstone. This seems to be a common theme for this video. Riverside Cemetery in Appleton, Wisconsin has been a popular attraction site for those who seek a paranormal thrill or those who want to get haunted. One of the graves that gets a lot of attention is Kate Blood, given the nickname Kitty Blood. Now, she was a supposed child killer, adulteress, and witch. Her ghost is said to roam the cemetery at night and haunt her grave. When people have visited her grave, they have claimed to have felt her touch them or have actually seen her apparition. They also claim that the area around her grave is really warm for some reason, even when it's super cold out. So that said, that her presence is still there. And what's creepy is that when it's a full moon, blood has been seen seeping out of her headstone. All right, folks, that's all for today's video. If you like this and you want to see another part, you know the drill. Let me know in the comments below. And while you're down there, smash that like button. Obviously, subscribe to my channel. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan. Stick around for some bloopers if there is any, and I'll see you when I see ya. Bye. There's a black angel statue located in Fairview Cemetery in Council Bluffs. Now, if you visit Jonathan's Oh, I fully did this one before. So this tombstone suggests, on the tombstone of, this tombstone suggests that a woman named Catherine what? Cross, okay. One theory is that Catherine was actually killed after, on March 14th of 1908, a gas